Hey everybody, welcome back to Captain Blunder's Fleet Academy. I am Captain Blunder. I will be your commanding officer during your time here at the Fleet Academy Cadet. I hope this is going to be helpful, informative, and just a little bit fun. So let's start off. Where did we start with the Home 1 build with Ghost, Phantom 2, Biggs, calling in Ahsoka, Slave 1, Wedge's X-Wing, and Cassian. Then we moved to the intermediate step, putting Hound's Tooth in for Phantom 2, so we could use Phantom 2's reinforcement ability to increase the cooldown of the reinforced ability from your capital ship. So next turn on the capital ship, you can instantly call in another ship, along with here are the locations for all the characters that we're gonna want to farm. But what's the goal? What am I shooting for right now? Well, I want to get Han's Millennium Falcon along with Hound's Tooth, who is a requirement to get the Falcon, along with Biggs' X-Wing, Phantom 2, Ghost, Cassian's U-Wing, and the Rebel Y-Wing. Now, why do I want this squad? Well, they're gonna have a ton of synergy together. They are going to feed each other, call in assist, which is going to boost their protection up and critical damage up. So there is a lot of amazing synergy under the Home 1 lead together. But let's start out with the Millennium Falcon. What is so good about the Millennium Falcon? Well, first it gets this ability. Watch this. The Falcon dispels all debuffs from itself, recovers 50% health and protection, and gains the outmaneuver unique buff for 3 turns, which cannot be copied. Additionally, it gets 35% turn meter for each active Rebel ally and Empire enemy. So if you have 3 rebels on your side, that means instantly getting a second turn. If there's a single Empire enemy on your opponent's squad, well, guess who's getting an instant turn even if you only have 2 rebel allies or 1 rebel ally? It is just increasing the turn meter for the Falcon, allowing it to make a second move. But what is maneuver? Well, maneuver says plus 25% evasion, can't be countered, and can't be targeted if other allies are present unless taunting. So unless there's an ability causing the Falcon to taunt, you will be unable to target it. Just amazing. And then we get Punch It. Deal physical damage to all enemies and grant all allies defense penetration up for 2 turns. This attack deals 25% more damage for each dark side and each Empire enemy. So we're getting extra damage if we're fighting either dark side or Empire enemies, which you're going to see a lot of in the beginning. It makes sense that you want to push for this if everybody in your fleet has Geonosian builds, Executrix builds. This is really going to help. Then we get special modifications. Deal physical damage to a target enemy and call another random rebel ally to assist. Inflict target lock for 2 turns on a critical hit. If the allied capital ship is a rebel, dispel all buffs on target enemy. What? This is amazing. So we're going to call another rebel ally to assist, which means we're going to get that buff that's going to give us plus 60% protection up and plus 100% critical damage for our rebel allies. And then we're going to dispel all buffs on the target enemy. How could this get any better? This is just such amazing synergy the Falcon is bringing to the team. And then we get She May Not Look Like Much, which says all allies gain 10% critical chance, doubled for rebel allies, so 20%. The Falcon has a 50% chance to assist whenever another rebel ally uses an ability during their turn. Whenever an ally reinforces, the Falcon grants them accuracy up for 2 turns. If that ally is a rebel, they also gain critical damage up for 2 turns. Additionally, when another rebel ally is inflicted with 3 or more different debuffs, the Falcon dispels all debuffs on them. So this is just fantastic. If we're running with all rebels and they're stacking up debuffs, the Falcon is just going to help us dispel those debuffs from nowhere. All they have to do is stack 3 different ones, and just like that, they are gone. So what do we need to get the Millennium Falcon? Well, we're going to need Bossk's Hound's Tooth, IG-88's IG-2000, Boba Fett's Slave 1, and Cad Bane's Xanadu Blood. We do not need to worry about any capital ships because we will get, as an event unit, Darth Vader's the Devastator, which is just awesome. Just awesome. Wish that was a capital ship. Can't understand why it's not in there. But let's get into the specifics. This is a pretty hefty farm we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get Hound's Tooth, which is located on light side 8D hard for 20 energy, but there are Django shards on that node and stun cuff, so it's a really, really good node. And then for the pilot, we need Bossk, who is on dark side 9 hard, It is 20 energy. There's unfortunately not a whole lot of amazing things. On that note, there is some gear you'll need. And then with Slave 1, you can get Slave 1 from Fleet Battle 2B Hard, which is 20 fleet energy, and you can get him in the Fleet Arena store for 400 tokens. Boba Fett himself can be found on Darkside 2B and 4E, both of them 12 energy, so you can hit 2 nodes in a day without having to spend crystals for a refresh. You can also find him in the Cantina and Fleet stores for 400 tokens. The IG-2000 is located at Lightside 6E Hard for 16 energy, and as a bonus you get Poggle Shards, so that's going to help you get your Geonosians going so we can get Padme a little bit later. And IG-88 is only found within the Squad Arena store for 400 tokens. And lastly, we need to get Xanadu Blood. The ship of feared bounty hunter Cad Bane is located at Lightside 8B Hard for 20 energy, but as a bonus, Droideka is on that node, so it's a fantastic node to farm. Gonna get Droideka shards, help us get some of our separatists going, and then Cad Bane himself you can only get from the Galactic War store for 400 Galactic War tokens. Not a bad deal to get him as a pilot, and also and being able to use any of the bounty hunters that we want for the One Famous Wookiee event. But let's talk about where do we get Han Solo? Well, we're going to get Han Solo from the pit, and if you're simming the pit in your guild right now, that means you are getting 10 Han shards every time you guys hit the pit. And if you're not simming the pit, then you'll get 10 Han shards for first place, 9 for second, 8 for third. If you're between 4 and 10th place, you'll get 7 shards. From 11 to 25 shards, 21 to 33 shards, 31 to 42 shards, and 41 to 51 shard, which raises the question, does everybody want to see me go through the pit? Because my guild is simming the pit in the HAAT, but if people are interested in seeing what we can do with what we have to get through the pit and the HAAT, just say it and I will make it so. But let's move on looking at the One Famous Wookiee event, because we're also going to need Chewbacca as a pilot for Han's Millennium Falcon. So who do we want real quickly? Well, for sure, we need the first 4. Bosk, Boba Fett, Jango Fett, Dengar, and if you want to make it really easy, get yourself the Mandalorian. But if you don't want to sink your energy into a character that doesn't have a ship, well, then we could use IG-88 for this event. And Cad Bane, both of them have ships that we need for the flight of the Falcon anyway. So if you don't want to farm Mandalorian, totally understand, but this is what we're going to have to do. And let's talk about the Rebel Y-Wing real quick. Why do we want the Rebel Y-Wing? Where is it located? Well, it's located at Fleet Battle 4C Hard with Grief Karga on it as well, so a great node. And let's look at the specifics. Let's look at the ion cannons. Deal physical damage to target enemy. The Rebel Y-Wing gains taunt until the start of its next turn if it didn't already have it. So here we go, we're getting another tank for our Rebel fleet. Another really good tank, by the way. It's an incredibly solid tank to have. And the Ion Torpedoes ability, dispel all buffs on target enemy and inflict shield disruption for 2 turns, then deal physical damage to them. The Y-Wing gains taunt for 2 turns. What does shield disruption do? Well, protection is disabled. Immune to protection up and bonus protection, so you are eliminating any protection that an enemy unit may have, completely obliterating their chances to have some extra protection, some extra defense on them. The Y-Wing is going to completely eliminate that. And then we get to the shield generator. Rebel allies recover 20% protection whenever a Rebel ally critically hits an enemy. If the allied capital ship is Rebel, then the Y-Wing has plus 30% potency and plus 35% chance to assist other Rebel allies when they attack out of turn. Limit once per round. So this is just amazing. Again, if we're calling more Rebels in, it might cause Rebel Y-Wing to go. Again, boosting more protection up, boosting critical damage up, just feeding into the Rebel synergy, just beefing yourself up. And if you want to use it as a reinforcement on enter battle, Rebel allies gain 3% critical chance for each Rebel ally until the Rebel Y-Wing is defeated. So if there's 5 Rebel allies, that's plus 15% critical chance for each Rebel ally that you have. Just amazing, amazing synergy between all of them. So there you have it. Again, with what I'm running right now, leading into the intermediate build, trying to get Hound Millennium Falcon, I'm still sitting at number 19 in my fleet, so I do recommend this, especially if you have the Hyperdrive bundle. I really recommend this early on. Push you up, get more rewards, and again, this is the final goal. This is what we're going for. We want Hound's Millennium Falcon, the Hound's Tooth, Biggs' X-Wing, Phantom 2, Ghost, Cassian's U-Wing, and the Rebel Y-Wing. Phantom 2 is going to have that reinforceability cooldown on the refresh for call reinforcement, so we can instantly call another ship on the next capital ship turn, which means we're going to pull out Ghost because of the synergy that we discussed between those two. Cassian's U-Wing will help us dispel anybody who's taunting, causing trouble, and Rebel Y-Wing is just going to disrupt the opponent so much. It's gonna dispel, it's going to eliminate protection, basically knock out any shields that other ships have. So this is just an amazing fleet to go for. Do recommend going for this, because why not? If you want to push to the top of your fleet early on and you are months away from getting the Negotiator or the Malevolence, this is something to build towards. And while some of these do need 3 pilots, the Phantom 2, Ghost, and Cassian's U-Wing, they all need 3 pilots. Rebel Y-Wing doesn't need a pilot. It's so cool getting ships that don't need pilots. But that's it for now. That's what we're doing. Up next, we're going to move on to the Endurance and Executrix, talk about what they can do and what those ships you're going to be farming for can lead to in the future. So, great second day here at the Fleet Academy. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope this is giving you some ideas of things to build towards and more fleet things to come within the Fleet Academy. So until next time, everybody, cheers.